Black Friday sales are live early at Jujimufu.com because some of you guys are smart enough to take advantage of the deals before the postal system gets absolutely wrecked. So you'll get your orders in a normal time frame instead of like 4 to 40 times later. Okay. Now we are going into Brian Shaw's home gym. I haven't even walked in yet, so this is a first impression.
You wanted a full surprise.
Full surprise, yes. Of course, I've seen all the YouTube videos, and a lot of you guys have speculated whose gym is better. Well, I'm about to tell you whose gym is better.
I'm jealous.
Hi, Brian Shaw.
Brian Shaw.
I joined your OnlyFans. I'm a big fan.
Well, thank you. I really appreciate that.
Wow. If you guys
Come on in, my friend.
Oh,
Thank you.
Okay, here we go. Woo! First impression is very clean. And there's a lot of things you have that I don't. And I love the colors. Oh, shoot, you got one of these.
Yeah.
I'm just leaning on it.
I mean, this is.
Oh, shoot, you got one of these.
I'm just letting you take it all in. Letting you take it all in.
This is really smart. How come I didn't think of this? How come none of you guys have thought of
grid.
this? This is why Brian Shaw is a 4 times world's strongest man, because he thinks like that. That's really smart.
So technically, we did that for the contest.
Oh.
So the Shaw Classic in this frame was what we had made to put the car on.
Did you see that? He just steps in front of me and I'm completely eclipsed.
Go around the back.
I'm just thinking just for like knowing where your feet go. And then week by week, if you wanted to conjugate your training, because you like to change things up periodically, so you can just move your foot placement a block or 2 to the left. So now you're, oh man, I'm gonna do that.
Interesting that your brain is going there because I went there as well.
I don't know this, I don't have this either. Is this a reverse hyper that's plate loaded or cable
So it
loaded?
is a reverse back extension, technically like a reverse hyper, but a split pad, which I really like, and it has a weight stack on it. So custom weight stack, heavier, but unlike a reverse hyper, this basically swings back, but you can control it better than the strap on a reverse hyper.
See, I don't like the strap. I never use it. I just use my body weight and
We'll
just
have to
deal
get
with
you
it.
to try this. It's
Okay.
very unique, so you can hold differently.
This isn't good, Brian, because I'm just going to end up buying more gym equipment and I
Yes.
don't have room.
We don't have room.
We just posted some videos from Matt winning recently, guys, and I just bought his Good Morning machine thing because every time I go to place and see a machine that I don't have or now I'm looking at this like, oh, this might be better than my reverse hyper. What am I going to do? Man, you got a lot of back machines in here.
Yeah, so you touched on this back attack. You're going to have a very similar one.
Look how high the setting is. I'm sorry to interrupt you, Brian. It's just like, I was like, who sets it that? Oh.
Yeah. But this is great because you can go up, you can go back, you can change the angle here.
All the bands.
Band tension is
Holy
amazing.
shoot, dude. What the hell? Why are you doing so many bands?
So this is just the starting point.
What do you mean this is the starting point?
This is where you begin.
Okay, guys, if you're not using, I just lost count, like 14 bands back extension machines, you have no business trying to compete as a strongman in the high contests. So this is the quad extension.
Yep.
Nice. We're going to be using that in the video soon.
Yep.
Is that a hip thrust?
This is a reverse glute ham. So this one is a unique one. I actually really like this.
I'm getting owned right now.
I don't know about that.
Yes.
Like in terms of machines, like I just walked in and there's like literally 6 pieces here that I've never seen or had.
This is a very unique one. I bought this sight unseen. I never tried it before. And you put a seatbelt on. This comes up, basically, so you take your feet out of the equation. So your feet are open, so you can do it with a bent leg, straight leg. I like this for finishing up, say like a deadlift training. You could also do it with legs, but it can fit into several different workouts, to be fair.
There is cardio equipment here. Look at this.
There is some cardio.
Is that a karaoke cardio? What? There's a microphone next to this.
Yeah. So this, you know what this is?
No, I don't.
I don't know if I should turn this on because if I turn it on, he's gonna want one. Is the problem. Just put one of your legs up here. So come maybe a little bit more forward so we get your calf.
Oh,
there you go. Okay. So ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
Right? So then I can turn it up. This is the microphone right here. So we can turn it up, we can turn it down.
Wow.
So I guess
Okay,
when am I expecting this to come?
We don't have room for it, but it's okay. We'll just cramp it somewhere. How did you find out about this?
This is a Swiss wing.
Can I
is
get a
what it's
tricep?
called.
I'm sorry.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, we can talk as we you get it. Higher, lower.
Oh, there we go.
Right there.
Good. Okay, so Brian is doing more arm wrestling. You can check the arm wrestling video on his channel. Check the card at the top of the screen.
I think for arm wrestling, this is
That's what I'm thinking.
pretty much a must-have for recovery, for warming up.
I'd like
yeah.
to see Devin Laird on this.
Oh my gosh.
Every
See
part
his
of me
stomach?
wants to just
When he's
fight.
fighting against it, he won't be breathing.
Yeah.
Devin on this would be funny. Yeah, this is one thing that I use almost every single day. Almost
wow.
every single day. Yeah.
Oh, the phone's coming out.
Oh, wait a minute. Aren't you filming a video of it? I was going to take a picture of it to remember it. I'm like, wait a minute. It's filming a YouTube video.
Yeah.
When did you start to incorporate this into recovery? And
I was doing this, actually I was going to a recovery center and they had one of them, and it was before we had our first son.
Yeah.
So once we had him, I had less time, and I said, you know what, I gotta set all these things up for myself at home. So one of the top things that I would have, for sure. Yeah.
That's what my
So
face
I'm
is.
sure you've been on a power plate before,
Yeah, I
I'm
have.
guessing.
It's like the same thing, but you stand on it.
Yep, so you can change the frequency again.
Yeah, he's on G Factor 4. Oh, man. Okay. Like after a bad buffet.
With this one, I love, especially legs. So it feels
Really?
like you opened your feet up.
Okay, yeah, the
So if
feet
you
feel
were to do like a squat, or even like kind of a like a good morning here to open up glutes, hamstrings.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Then you can just kind of move.
Okay, so it's like a 3D stretch, but except for it's like actually like causing even more dimension. So it's
Yeah.
like a 4-dimensional. It's like the 5th dimension.
The fifth.
I love this stuff.
Yes.
I'm a big.
I think we both love this stuff. Is the problem?
That is a problem. Here's your rack, of course. It's a Rogue. Rogue is good. I like Rogue. My first rack was a Rogue. I never had a problem with it. This is a Rogers.
Roger, yeah.
All the bodybuilders love this one.
Yeah. So this one, it was really cool. They custom made it for me. So what they did is like if you see this point here.
They customized it.
Yeah. So it's basically at my hip where I would move. Now, what he did do that was really cool is he modified it also so Terry can use it.
Okay.
Oh.
So that was nice of them.
Yeah. So it's kind of a universal. You can start higher, start lower. Really, really awesome. So.
that's awesome.
And then your media guy James. Last time I saw him, he doubled in size. So that's about the appropriate height for him. Now, I thought you had a different set of dumbbells.
So these are.
These are old school.
Yeah. So these are actually original for me when I first started kind of wanting to build my own gym or have my own gym. I found these.
Wow! I'm sorry to interrupt you, bro.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, but this is a pad. Whoa, dude! It's like a giant toad.
This actually came off of a shoulder press that I had. And it was a very unique one with it was a spring-loaded one, so you would kind of press forward and the bar would come out. And I was like, I don't really love the position of the shoulder press, but I love that bench.
Yeah.
So the bench is coming off and the machine is leaving.
So this is just a Franken seated thing.
I've never
This
seen-
doesn't
I've never
exist
seen
anywhere
it.
else.
I've never seen it.
Guys, look. This is you've never seen this before unless he showed it in one of his videos, which he has.
I don't think I've ever talked about it like that, though.
Oh, really?
Nope, you're the first one that's got excited about that.
It's crazy looking. It's just like it's the biggest.
I get excited about it, but it's
Look
fun.
at that.
What I will say is this is extremely fun for me because most people walk in and they do not have an understanding of what it takes to actually have all the equipment, and you do.
Yeah.
Right, and 100%. So the appreciation, and I would be the exact same way if I was standing in your gym, and that will happen hopefully at some point here.
Oh, yeah.
But I mean, it's fun for me to see your reaction because of this.
I mean, guys, like I know gym equipment, and I know this stuff is like, wow, like this is crazy rare. I've never seen this or this or that or this or that. Or it's just like the choices in here, and everything it makes sense. Every choice makes sense, including the 230-pound dumbbells. I mean, I see guys that just like, I got the 200s, and then they're like,
Right?
I got the 200-pound dumbbells. And Brian Shaw's like, yeah, I got 230s. What are you gonna say?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Those are big dumbbells. Yeah.
Yeah, and you got all the fat bells.
Fat bells.
Donnie Thompson
Yep.
fat
Do you
bells.
train with those a lot?
I haven't trained with them much.
No.
I noticed that you do a lot of shoulder work with them.
I do.
You do a lot of it's almost like seated power cleans. I see you do that exercise a lot. I like to get into that and see if the movement works, because obviously you guys observe these guys. If they continue to do the same thing over and over again, it means something. He's got an arm wrestling table. So is this a new passion for you, or is this just like some arm training? Because arm wrestling, you know what? It's like, why not do a little arm wrestling for some arms?
Yeah. As you know, I like grip, right?
Yeah.
I like dabbling in grip, and this has been really fun for me. So I've kind of been playing on my own.
You found out your grip is useless in arm wrestling.
Especially once you get strapped up.
Yeah.
And so I'm keeping it there. As you can tell, there's chalk on it, so it is getting used.
Oh yeah. You got your mouthpiece on it too.
Yeah.
It means it means you're using it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you also have lats, so it's okay if you get strapped up.
Yeah, but roll up one of your sleeves. I can tell you guys, I've met all the biggest strongmen, and Brian Shaw easily has the largest arms out of any of them. That includes, the forearm mass here is just. I have really, really big forearms, and this is just stupid.
Yeah, but you've got me beat on the vein game.
Yeah.
Easily. Yeah. I mean, if you look in the mirror.
He's just envious of your arms.
So I'm still a little guy.
Yeah.
Still
The only power play that I can do in this situation is to just go in front and then, it just kind of. That is a Flex Fitness. The first world gym that I trained in had Flex Fitness equipment, so I have kind of a special place in my heart for Flex Fitness.
Yeah.
So when this was available, I was like, you know what? I like the way it feels. Some of the stacks are not heavy enough, which is why that is here.
This is a gym pin, guys. This one is from Bear Steel Equipment. It's heavy duty. It's got magnets on it. It's smart.
Yeah.
I've never seen them with magnets, so that it actually slides in. And
So the stacks, instead of being custom, you can now just add a plate and you're good.
that means you can add a plate, and you guys will watch the video with Eric Mugenhan adding like 150 pounds to my low row and doing chest with it. So that's the yeah, this is your chest press, your shoulder press,
So it's actually a shoulder incline.
Okay.
So you can do everything from a flat bench with this to shoulders.
The thing I love is that you have a lot of machines in here, and a lot of people have this conception that strongmen and powerlifters and basically any strength oriented athlete, they have like a phobia or an aversion to machines, but it's wrong.
Yeah, completely.
Yeah.
Completely. Yeah, I've incorporated machines pretty much my entire career.
Wow, your whole career.
Yeah. So
Okay.
I've done a lot of, I guess you would call it quote unquote gym training, right, as a base. So I've always kind of kept that as my base through all of it. And then the events, strongman actual events, I will try to break them down in the gym to get better at the events in the gym, and then try to put it all together. Kind of like you're taking apart a puzzle and then putting it back together. So I've always tried to think of it that way. So if I can utilize this machine to get better at something, then this is great, because I'll train in the gym, use this, and then hopefully it'll show up in whatever event that I'm trying to get better at.
I think machines has just gotten a bad rap in the last 15, 20 years, honestly.
Well, if you get the right machines, if you have the right machines, and especially like some of the stuff you have is incredible from a machine basis, because the design of it and the functionality of it is an amazing machine.
Which is also why he has a monolift over there, guys. A lot of think I was looking in the mirror over there. It's actually, my orientation's a little off because this room is so big. The monolift, guys, that don't know, it eliminates the need for a walkout and a squat, so that it just completely unracks it. You stand in one spot if you have someone unrack it for you. But it also means that you can leave a loaded bar on there and crank it up and down, so that when you have someone at 6'9" over here doing their squats, and you have someone that's 5'10", you don't actually have to unload the bar and move the J cups. You just go crank, and move it around. So monoliths are super useful to have it. There is a seal row here. I've always been on the fence about this exercise.
Have you?
Sell it to me.
What I will say when it comes to doing seal rows is, for a lot of strength athletes, myself included, if I were to do a barbell row and you said to me, Brian, keep it strict, I can try my best to keep it strict, but as I start to push the weight a little bit, I'm going to use a little bit of momentum, right? And also I can handle a little bit more weight, whereas this, and your lower back is going to get taxed as well. Whereas here, once I lay down, I can't use anything but my upper back to make this move. So it's very humbling typically for people to hop on here if they're like, oh, I can row
yeah,
a massive
you can't
weight.
do much.
You hop on here, it's very limiting, but also for me, I can train just my upper back here versus if I'm doing any type of bent over row, now my lower back is getting taxed. And one of the things with strongman is your lower back posterior chain, you have to be a little bit careful of overtaxing it with everything.
Okay, there you go. You got me now. Now you got me. See, when you can find movements that train something that usually gets trained at the same time, basically like he's gonna. Did you see how many lower back movements were at the beginning of this room? By the time you get over here, you don't have a lower back anymore, but you gotta train your upper back. How do you do that with a bent over row when your back is pumped and you have to sit on the ground? A seal row.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. Okay, now I see there can be a purpose for it, and especially what you do, but now I can see a purpose that other people can find a similar use case. Wait a minute, now there's a bike over here now. Now, it doesn't need to be with the rest of its cardio friends.
Yeah, so the reason it's over here is depending on what I'm doing, this is kind of a floater piece. So it could move, it kind of could move over there, it could move over here. If I'm doing some type of conditioning work, like every minute, say I'm pushing, the tank or whatever it is.
Yeah.
I might kind of hit
Is that thing great?
Oh, amazing.
I love it.
Tank.
Yeah, me and my dad love that thing. I think he likes it more than I do.
Yeah,
Oh my God! I'm sorry, but this is not common. Like,
Chuck.
he's got the Chuck Vogelpole Power Pole replica.
About Chuck.
You
load it up with lights and you're like this.
Posterior chain killer. That's what that is.
Loading dog food up a hill.
Why is there a calf machine behind you? Do you actually train your calves?
Yep.
You do?
Yep.
I feel bad now because I don't train my calves.
Do you not at all?
Well, that's because the big guys have big calves because they don't train their calves. And I'm just like, well.
A lot of guys say that, and I like, so what I like is trying to maintain ankle flexibility.
Oh.
So that's honestly a big reason that I do it. It's not so much about building the calves, it's just kind of like opening my ankles up and making sure that I've got good mobility there in that joint.
Oh,
so
okay.
if I can put a load on and then drop down and maintain that stretch a little bit.
Well, that's actually how you grow muscles too, to a certain extent. This stretch is a useful tool. Can you touch your toes?
Can I touch my toes? I guess we're gonna have to find out.
We'll find out, yeah. That's the next video. He's got one of these.
So
What is this?
A run rocket.
It's a run rocket. He's got all sorts of things. This is a run rocket. You attach it. It's like it emulates a parachute when you run.
Yep. So you can increase the resistance very, very smooth.
But in what times of year would you implement this into your training?
So this for me, I incorporate in a couple different ways. I would incorporate it, for example, let's go super yoke, right? So if I'm training super yoke, I'd put the belt on, possibly do it for warm-ups.
You're gonna wear that and carry a yoke?
Yes, so I put a belt on, yeah.
Are you practicing carrying a yoke through the water? Is that gonna be the next Shaw Classic event? Is carrying a yoke through knee-high water?
That would be horrible. I would wear it for warming up. I would also do it for speed training. So that's probably the primary role for that.
Wait, you'll flat out sprint with that on?
So I typically would do it with an implement. So I would do it with farmers, with a frame, with a yoke.
That'd be the scariest thing in the world, watching you run at someone full speed. I'd be like, nope, I'm done. I'm going back home.
Not that I have not played with that. Not that I have not played with that. For example, like a transition for us in a medley, if I can accelerate, that's important, right? So I have to be able to move something heavy, transition, and then be as quick as I possibly can. So it's something that came earlier in my career very, very easy because I came from basketball. So it was always like stop, turn, go. And so naturally for strongman, very, very simple. This is just something now that I've incorporated to try to maximize that for me. I like to think outside the box, right? Like I like to, if I see that, and I feel like you're the same way. I saw that, and of course what they're doing is they're working on football players or whatever, saying, hey, do this footwork drill or something, and I'm immediately thinking, okay, how can I strap that on and bring it to my sport and make me better?
That's what my brain's doing.
And so that's kind of where I went with it, was, and you could, to be fair, you can also crank it down and make it very hard, right? So it would be carrying a big weight, but making it like, your hip flexors when you're done are just, it's brutal.
Okay.
Get the power pole and this thing all together.
Yes, that would also be.
What's the most fun thing in here? Because everything looks fun. You know, this looks like a
That might be
fun
the-
place to train.
It's fun.
That looks fun as hell.
Yeah.
Attaching yoke and doing implements and carries with that just sounds so much fun. I mean, just like, this isn't just like a gym to get benefit from, to build something, but it just looks like fun.
Right. You gotta have fun. If you're not having fun with training, then you're doing something wrong.
Trying to put together this puzzle and think outside the box, but I think there's some fun involved in that
massive.
too. You're thinking like,
here's what I'll say is I've always liked to keep my training interesting.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm doing different bar variations. Right. So I'm training with a different bar. I'm training with a different setup. I'm incorporating bands and chains. And again, the goal is to have it all fit together.
Right.
But also, if I'm walking in the gym and I get to do something new and exciting, now it's fun for me too.
well, now you want to work out.
Yes, yeah. So it's like if I get it set up, with this bar and I've got, chains going, I'm squatting to a box or whatever, that's fun. Versus like, I'm just gonna walk in and it's a normal bar and we're putting plates on it.
Right.
And that's the end of the story. Right.
Yeah.
Like that's kind of, I went there early, and granted, there's other reasons for specialty bars that I have thought of for me.
Yeah.
But again, it makes it interesting, which then if it's interesting, it's fun, you're gonna be stimulated in a different way
Right.
when you walk in the gym, which makes it more fun.
I know. Keep that in mind, guys. Even the guy that's been training this his whole life and has won so many titles and continues to do so much, still has fun with his training. Well, it looks like the oh God! All right, I'm doing this.
This has your name all over. It's a balance board. So
Okay.
you're working on different things, but it's a lot of stability and engagement. So if you can get it to stay in the middle, and then obviously to go, wow, that's impressive. To let go like that, that's good. Yeah.
Well, I mean, you need to collab with like a professional skateboarder or someone. I can see something like this. You buy two of them.
Yeah.
You haven't seen a buddy in a long time.
Yeah.
Like you can either sit in chairs and talk in a room, or you can both be having a conversation. I coined the term social stretching, which basically means you get a couple buddies, you're catching up, you're talking, and you just stretch. And once you get in the process of it, you realize you're stretching for hours, just catching up with an old friend, just stretching on blocks and some soft floor. But you need like some foam. He's got some mats, he's got some blocks, he's got some pads, so he's got a lot of things to stretch on for social stretching. I'm just saying, like, you can have a bunch of guys standing like this, just like talking.
Kind of a talk and stretch. I like it.
You have ice tubs,
So those are, yes, actually.
but I think you have a cold tub, don't you?
I do.
And then you have this.
Yep, I've got a couple.
You're like me. It's just like you got more than one.
And the amount of space that they take up is minimal compared to like even my cold tub.
Well, I noticed I have my dad and I built a tub.
I saw that.
It's
I saw
really
the build. I saw it. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, Brian, you should see him. He's the first time I noticed my dad have like addictive behavior. He
To a
gets-
cold tub.
cold tub.
That's amazing.
He's 7 years old and he gets in a cold tub for almost half an hour at a time and he'll measure it. It says 27 degrees. He's not kidding. It's literally below freezing. He salts it, ice it, and he'll sit in there for a half an hour and be like, darn, I gotta get out. This isn't healthy anymore. And he'll get out and all he can think about is the next time he get in.
So he's literally got an addiction.
Yes.
Wow.
My dad has an addiction to cold tubs. But I mean,
He'll update us on all the new things he's done to his cold
That's
tub, including like the lights
it
and
is.
stuff.
But I noticed that the ones that we built where we lay down, they're way harder than when you kind of sit up.
Yeah.
So I think you get the benefit of a cold tub better. This is why Wim Hof is often in barrels of ice instead of sitting in tubs, because you can bear it better for some reason, but you're also getting the same
That's
benefit.
interesting.
Do you notice the same thing?
Well, I'll do both. To be fair, I haven't really. I can't say that I've noticed because a lot for me is I always want to get into my neck, right? So I want to lay down, and a lot of times, even sitting down, my shoulders might be out of it. So I'll kind of do a recline position, or I'm almost laying in the water.
Okay.
So I've done it a lot that
Now
way.
the cold tubs that they sell, the actual brand has circulation in it. That's way harder.
Yes.
When that water's moving, that's a completely
It's a
different ball
way
game.
different animal.
This is, what is this, 4,000 square feet?
4,000. Yep.
4,000 square feet.
Yeah, just about actually. That's great. You are very good at guessing that.
I am now because I've had a dining room gym that was 150 square feet, a detached garage which is 900, a barn that was 1,000, and then my latest gym is 4,000.
4,000.
4,000. You guys can check out Brian's channel and check out his gym build and tour videos for a lot of inspiration. I think having a home gym is more important than ever as a hygiene.
Sure.
I mean, of course, this is what we do, so this is what you're gonna get, but just even having a space in your house where it's just like a rack or maybe just a piece that just you just want to bring up a weakness or you just like this exercise, it's like, why would you not have a fridge, a toilet, or a bed in your home?
Sure.
I think exercise as a hygiene is just as important. You might as well have an area with even just some rings, or do some push-ups or some pull-ups, anything, just a couple $100, and you're gonna be able to find new ways to create your whole workout routine and integrate convenience, and just it's a different lifestyle. So this is so cool. I love it. So is Brian Shaw's home gym better than mine? I think they're completely different.
I think you need to come to our gym and see it now.
I want to. We've talked about it, and it's fun to have you guys here, and I want to come see your playground.
Whenever the time is good. I know you're a competitive athlete, and we both have a lot going on, but just let me know. I mean, of course, I'm going to drop everything to have Brian Shaw as a guest. So
it's going to be fun.
This is good.
I'm coming. One way or another, I'll be there.